That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We are joined now by Mike Sautter of Hurrdat Sports and NEBPreps, Nebraska High School Girls State going on right now. There were some upsets early in some of the Class D, I believe. There was a couple upsets as well. Have we seen anything that really shocked you at this point yet?
Not. I mean, Shelton losing was Wilcox Soldiers getting that win kind of was pretty shocking. Like that was pretty big. Not a lot. I don't think so. There wasn't really major upsets outside of that. In A and B, it was pretty.
You chalked the Bellevue West, Bellevue East up to the rivalry because that I wouldn't say shocked. The final score surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, how that they won kind of going away a little bit. I don't think that was like the rivalry thing. I will say the game plan worked for Bellevue West to play fast and play faster and try and go faster and faster and faster and just wear out Bellevue East. And it kind of worked, right? Like middle of the fourth quarter, Bellevue East kind of just lost some juice. And then Bellevue West was able to stretch it out a little bit. Other than that, West Side winning wasn't a major surprise, I guess.
Boy, it's weird how a game kind of boils down exactly how you thought. You wondered if both teams could take care of the ball, but it basically boiled down to the backcourt.
Yeah, and that's and West Side's is better, so that's what happened. That game. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say that Bell West Side game today.
You like good young guard play.
It's gonna be good.
I mean, but Bellevue West youth in the backcourt and both boys and girls. You talk good guard play will be in that 315 game. How if you're North Star besides guarding the arc, is there anything that you could take away in the first period and a half of that Millard South game that you're like, I think we can replicate that?
Mate, no. The 1-3-1 North Star plays and the length that they have might give Millard West a little bit of problems. But the key here, there's two things, and these people do not get brought up enough when you were talking about Millard West or Millard West girls basketball, is Kylie Pabin is pretty good. And she has ability to kind of get in a short corner and knock down some shots, and then that'll decipher that 1-3-1. Also, Jade Lewis is good too and tough and can penetrate and not afraid at all because her brother is Tyson Lewis, the baseball player, if you didn't know. So if that's your older brother, you better be tough. So I think those are kind of keys, right? Like everyone talks about the twins, rightfully so. Like Neely and Nora Gessert are amazing. They're very good. But I think I do think that Pabin doesn't get enough love for some reason. She's pretty good. And now Annie Lou was awesome against Westview for North Star. She is very good too. So I think that matchup's intriguing. And does, that 1-3-1 does Millard West just, if they're not making the first handful, do they just keep chucking, or do they like, okay, we need to slow down and get the ball into the short corners and get some middle coverage and some penetration in the middle and then kick it or something like. So the game plan will be very interesting.
Sautter, who have you liked in terms of an individual performance through the first day across classes?
Well, Molly Ladwig's really good. So like news flash.
Hot take.
Yeah, she's
So what has to happen for Bennington?
Oh, foul trouble.
God.
No, it's not that. Like an act of God is not.
The whole beat a team a third time. Like I get it. Happened to Pius against Gretna East, which was pretty. That I was low key impressed, man, because Pius had already beat them twice and two higher scoring games. Obviously, 35-28 is not going to be a high scoring game, but Pius had gotten that thing into the 40s the first two times in December and January, and Gretna East found a way to lock them up.
Yeah, the one thing on the Gretna East thing. So one of those games, maybe both of them, but I know one of them for sure because I put it for a game of the week option, and weekday Wade Coulter, the man, the myth, the legend, weekday Wade at Gretna East coach, he texted me and he said, "Hey, I hope this game doesn't win because we got about 4 girls out this weekend because they're club sports."
I think
So
that was the January 28th one, I think.
yeah, so they didn't have, like Sonora DeFini, who's one of the best athletes in the state overall. Like they didn't have That's the cool. Here's the thing. That is the cool thing about Wade, to be honest. Like he did it at Lincoln Lutheran with those volleyball girls, and he lets them. He plays both. He plays nice, I'll say. Like he's comfortable maybe losing a couple games because his best athletes have to go play soccer or volleyball on a weekend during the season, and he knows that in order to get them out for basketball as their secondary sport, he's going to have to work with those people and those club sports. It's worked for him in now 2 stops, not just once, but twice in different schools in different situations. So I give him a lot of credit for being pretty flexible there. And not saying, and I'm absolutely not saying that high schools should bend the knee to club sports, but especially during their season. But if you have to make it work, make it work. And that's what he's doing. Pretty big win for them yesterday. It's a pretty big win.
I do think that there is something to be said there. It's not really bending the knee to me, but like I think we've gone way too far with high school and youth sports in not making it easy for people to play multiple sports.
I just remember Coach Booth on social media last year and the year before about this time talking about appreciates the coaches. Obviously when you have kids that play both sports, which her daughter did. She's a volleyball coach. Some of that stuff, it plays well in the long haul.
Well, and I think just, you call it playing nice, and that's fair. I think it's doing what's best for the kid, right? If the kid wants to be able to play both sports, it's really selfish to make it impossible for that to happen. Like that's not being a good, like if you're a youth coach, you're being crappy. Like that's a crappy thing.
But that's on both ends, right?
I would like to see it happen a little more in softball too, but we still have some work to do there, I think. And
this isn't just a women's sport. I mean, the guys,
right?
They're crappy about it too.
Yeah. And it's, gosh, I'm gonna be real careful with what I say right here because it could make someone mad. There needs to be a little more give to from the club side of things. Like if you have to miss a practice, a club practice, let's say it's volleyball, just saying, for a high school basketball game, that should be okay. And in some cases, it's not. So you're driving people away from the one or the other. Now, in this Gretna East case, I mean, go back to what a phenomenal job understanding and having a plan for both. Like, because Wade knows that in order for his team to be successful on the basketball court, he needs better athletes that maybe soccer or volleyball is their primary sport. He knows that. And there should be some give and take on both ends. That to where you can still find a way to be successful and be for kids and not just for either your ego or money, etc.
I kind of want to. I don't want to fast forward. I want to preview a little bit next weekend in Lincoln. All right, obviously, the city of Lincoln, the capital city represented. They've got 3 teams in. You have rematches coming off of losses. You have great stories. Bellevue West continued ascent. Papio, new kids on the block, man, just hanging tough. the wild card thing. That thing took on a life of its own, man. I know you had to kind of buckle down, man. How are you kind of previewing this deal? It was a lot that happened.
Yeah, Monday was wild.
Everybody plays on the same night, right?
Right. And that's kind of the beauty of it too, right? Like everybody play on one. They give the option to play on Monday or Tuesday, and then weather or something you play Wednesday. But it's normally Monday and Tuesday. And some schools really like playing on the Tuesday because they know what they have to do on that, because people played on the Monday. I talked to coaches and athletic directors about it, and they would prefer to play on the second day. First, let me touch on the wild card thing. Like it's been a system that's been in place for over 20, it's like 25 years. It's worked pretty well for all the years. Same system, everyone loses, or everyone has played, and frankly, no one got cheated. So, like, because everyone is playing by the same rules and has for 25 years. Now, if you want to blame referees and stuff in the game and all that, that's totally different. I'm saying, like, the system isn't rigged towards one team or another. Like, that's not the case. That didn't happen. That isn't what happened. Frankly, if you want to blame the system, blame the system of OPS has to play every OPS school and sometimes multiple times. And frankly, this year in boys basketball, OPS, there were, of the 9 schools, there were 2 that had a winning record. So that plays into your wildcard points, and that probably affected some stuff. Just is what it is.
Yeah.
Those are the facts. That's not me throwing shade at anybody. That's factual numbers. So before people want to come at me about it, that's just 2 of the 9 had a winning record, and that plays into your wild card points for the season average.
You're a wild card guy, right?
Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think it's kind of fun.
Okay.
So I think it's good, and it rewards someone that maybe had one bad night. It rewards a team that had a great season, and maybe like someone just is on a crazy heater. And like I look at Millard West Side that night, like that district final game is like, wait, what? That Millard North district final game at West Side, where Brett Porter hit that 3, that was what, 45 years ago. Like,
are you talking about the one where West Side had beat Millard West like by 40? Got beaten districts.
Yes, yeah. Like sometimes it's just right. Like sometimes stuff happens. So I do like the wild card system. I think it's cool. There was some wild, crazy conspiracy theory stuff that I saw. Man, I need to stay off Facebook because that was wild.
If we get any vitriol or push like from the show, it's typically from the book.
I think it's just
a thing, right?
It's a different place.
It's just a different place.
It's a wild west out there. No, sorry. To the games, I didn't answer your first question. Like we said all year, up for grabs, baby. Anybody.
You've looked at the matchups. Who would you make the fave?
I don't know.
I only ask because I keep hearing Papio South, and I get it.
They just lost to Papio though.
I totally get it, right?
Not just, but they lost.
At least one of them.
Mm-hmm.
A certified bucket getter. I look at the matchups, but then I look at the halves of the bracket too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of thinking about that. Still a coin flip for you? Because it is for me.
If you look at, okay, Bellevue West beat Millard North months ago, like a couple months ago now. I was there for that game. Millard North is playing a lot better, found some toughness, all that stuff. Bellevue West is also playing better. And by the way, if you didn't know that Keaton Melcher, that name, you will.
People still let him sit out there and shoot without him making him put it on the deck. This dude is going to make
you
threes.
It's just as hard as you can get closeout. like touch the
Hey,
guy.
background story. Right? He was playing. This was probably 4th grade, 5th grade. I know this is like maybe not great radio. He single-handedly beat Micah's team. I bet he had like 28, and 24 of them were from 8 threes.
Well,
Is incredible.
he single-handedly beat Prep in the first quarter on Monday night.
It's like, all right, Kay. All right, I see.
Also, to the Bellevue West thing, I want to say this. Pretty
shout out to his wife and Kins and Keaton, because it certainly isn't about Kevin.
Hey, Robbie Garcia though, what he has done with this team this year, not only just like set the career rebounding record, and he had 24 rebounds, 7 of them offensive against, I don't know what some people think is the best post player in the state in a district final. Not only did he do that, him staying at Bellevue West when he could have left and gone anywhere and built a super team with, like, let's say if Robbie Garcia is at Papio South, Millard North, West Side, whatever, how much better would they be? So him staying there and riding with those young guys, and like that's a legacy type of thing, right? Like that's a thing where, man, like good on you. I mean, for doing that in a day and age where a lot of people would have bailed because, you know, Jaden Jackson's gone and all these seniors are gone and we just won a state title. And how am I going to do it with all these young guys that don't have the varsity level experience? I don't know. You're going to make the state tournament again because that's what Bellevue West does.
Mike Sautter, NEBPreps, Hurrdat Sports. Appreciate it as always. We'll let you get on the road so you can get back to Lincoln, and then I assume you're heading back up on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday coming back to Sioux Falls, and then I will, Nebraska men, they got a pretty big game on Sunday, and that's my primary college basketball beat, and I will be in Lincoln on Sunday morning, and then
Sunday at home against Iowa to even have a chance to get in.
Yeah, they have. I mean, like
I know that's how you had it drawn up.
Yeah, it's just. Hey, can you imagine? I'm glad we're not on radio now because I can say this part. Can you imagine the kick in the
computer? Why are you so close? What is this? What are you gonna say?
Sorry, I was gonna say. Can you imagine the kick in the nuts if Iowa is the team that just crushes their season and dreams?
For the 3 quarters against Michigan State last night, they looked like they'd be fully capable. They
I know.
They didn't look like a team that wasn't fighting for much. They gave Sparty all they wanted.
Man, and it's a rivalry game. Like, it's gonna be nuts. It's a sold out game Sunday. Nebraska has to win to get into the Big Ten tournament. So like, and I do honestly, I think if Nebraska men's basketball can win Sunday, and then they can win at least one in the Big Ten tournament, I think they're going to be like a 10 or in that 11-11 playing game in the NCAA tournament because the bubble is so weak.
The bubble is weak, but the bid stealers are strong, Mike Sautter. We'll talk.
Yeah. All right.
Talk to you later. Drive safe.
Yeah. Bye.